There was a time when there was a thing called blogging, and then there came video blogging, and then they call it vlogging. Whatever it is, here I am.
I wanna take you to a place not very far from here.
Hello everyone, welcome to Mohelism, a place to get inspired and make a difference. I am Shoaeb with Mohel. I'm a soft skill trainer, a teacher, and branding and advertisement consultant. I'm currently working as Manager Trainings and Communications at Institute of Southern Punjab, Multan. I'm also associated with British Council Pakistan as a teacher trainer and observer. But first of all, it's very difficult to make such videos. I have no clue what to speak. I mean, I'm sitting alone, literally alone in a room, looking at a camera lens and pretending that it's a show. Am I a crazy person? I think I'm not. Anywho. So what was the purpose of starting this video series? Basically, I believe that if you learn something from anybody or anything in your life, for example, if you learn from your parents, if you learn from your friends or from your teachers or mentors, and most importantly, if you learn something from your experiences in your life, it somehow becomes your responsibility to convey those teachings and those learnings and those experiences to other people in this world, so that they can make use of that information and so that they don't make the same mistakes that you made. They don't have to learn after making the same mistakes you made. They can learn from your mistakes. There's this concept called standing on the shoulders of giants. That means that you learn from the people from the past. You learn from their knowledge, you use that knowledge to build upon that particular knowledge and go beyond that knowledge and progress in terms of knowledge and learnings. And you learn from their mistakes as well. You learn from the mistakes of people in the past so that you don't repeat it, and then you make new mistakes and make new experiences for the people to come in the future. So basic purpose of starting this video series was to give back to the society. That's it. I'm a trainer, I'm a teacher, and that's my job basically to share the knowledge. But this particular show, or this whatever we are calling it, whether it's vlog or vlog or blog or YouTubing, whatever you call it, but basically this is going to be exchange of information. How exchange of information? I'm a very feedback oriented person. Whether it's Facebook or whether it's Instagram, I'm very much active on my social medias, and now when it comes to YouTube, I'm definitely going to participate in the discussion below in the comments. So you're most welcome to leave your opinion, whether they're good, whether they're bad. If they're mean, I'm definitely not going to respond to them, but if they're bad or good or negative or positive, I'm definitely going to interact with you guys, and sometimes I can learn from you, and sometimes definitely you can learn something from me, from my experiences, from the knowledge that I've gotten from reading books or watching documentaries or experiencing different situations. So I hope this goes well, but it was definitely not easy. It's fair, this my ring making sound. It was very difficult for me to start there. I rarely feel nervous. I have given training sessions to hundreds and hundreds of students. I have, presented and given training sessions in front of teachers and principals, and in front of my mentors. But I rarely feel nervous. But this was something else. This interaction is, it is very nerve-wracking. Maybe it was something new for me, but I hope this goes well. I hope this goes well. One thing that I want to make sure about this whole thing is that my purpose of creating this YouTube channel was definitely not to run behind subscribers or not to earn some money out of it, because it's very difficult. But my goal is to be heard. It doesn't mean that I don't want subscriber. my major focus is not on subscribers. You know, when your major goal is getting maximum subscribers, then you will do anything, absolutely anything, to get those subscribers. But my major focus is to be heard by as many people as possible. So for that, I would definitely need your support in terms of spreading the word out. All I need from you is to spread the word out, okay? Like a jungle fire. And I will be grateful to you. So, we were talking about learning, and in my very first video, I'm definitely going to share something very interesting, and that is how to learn and how to learn from people. You know, you'll say that, okay, I have learned from my parents and my friends and my buddies and my teachers and my mentors, but you know, there are so many people in this world that you meet and you don't learn from them. There are so many knowledgeable people in this society, in our social gatherings, that we don't learn from. We have certain barriers. So I'm going to share with you some certain steps that how can you effectively and efficiently maximize your learning and learning from the people. Basically, how can you learn from people? You know, let's get started. First thing, you have to keep your ego aside. You know, we all have our ego, or sometimes we have hesitation from people, or sometimes we just don't like that person. Sometimes we don't like their face, sometimes we don't like their vibe, sometimes we don't like their personality, but these are the people who are knowledgeable in their relevant fields. So what you can do is at least hold a conversation, keeping your ego aside, whether it's your personal life, whether it's a social gathering, or whether it's your professional life. You know, you're on a job and you don't like a certain person, but that person is very knowledgeable. So what you need to do is keep your ego aside, and you talk to that person and you listen to that person, and then you make notes and you learn and you grab and you suck out as much knowledge as possible from that person. Okay, the next step, have the courage to unlearn. You know, it's very important. You must have heard this phrase that you first have to unlearn and then you relearn. So basically what unlearning means is it doesn't mean that you have to forget everything that you have you know, studied in books or you have learned from people or teachers. No, it doesn't mean that. Sometimes the information that we have in our lives, sometimes that information is not sufficient or it's not correct or precise. So if you learn, and most of the time we human beings tend to be defensive about our learning and about our knowledge. For example, if somebody tells me something about advertisement, I'll be very defensive, okay, and I'll be like, no, I read something else and you are telling me something else. So if you really want to learn from people, you should know the art of unlearning. What really unlearning means is that you keep your mind open for learning, open for new ideas. You know, as human beings, newness is not a good thing for us. We do not accept newness. We do not accept new people in our lives. We do not accept new situations in our lives. You know, new or surprise is not a good thing for us human beings. But definitely, the secret in maximum knowledge and maximum learning is that you know how to unlearn your previous knowledge, and then you're ready to embrace, you're ready to accept that, okay, I'm a human being, maybe my concept was not very clear, or maybe my concept was not very correct. So you should have the courage to unlearn the knowledge and relearn that knowledge from that person, from that book, from that whatever the source it is. You should have the courage to unlearn. Okay, now listen to me very carefully. It's very important when you're learning from some particular person. It's very important, I will emphasize that, although I'm going to be out of focus, but you need to be very, very careful. Who are you learning from? You know, sometimes we are confronted with our friends or some random strangers or people at a social gathering who are telling us about things that they are not expert of. You know, this very interesting thing I got to know about Chinese people. One of my friends works there or maybe studies there. So we were talking about cultural differences, and he told me that in China, if you talk about politics to a layman or a common man, that person will not respond, and that person will say that, okay, I'm not expert in this field, so I'm not going to give my opinion about this. So first thing, that if you don't know about anything, you should not give your opinion, or you should not give your valuable feedback about that particular situation or discipline. Second thing, you should be very careful that who are you getting information from, whether that person is expert in that particular field, whether that person is reliable or credible enough, that who is sharing that information with you. So you need to be very careful about that, about the person who is giving you information. For example, you need to be very careful about learning all of these things from me. Ask all those questions, whether that person is reliable, is that person the right person for this job that he's doing right now? So I can assure you, I'm a trainer and I'm a teacher, so you're safe. Okay, last but not the least, you should be able to separate facts from opinions. You know, opinions are formed by perceptions, by experiences, and opinions sometimes they're right and sometimes they're not. Because opinions are formed by human beings with their own perceptions and with their own experiences. So if somebody is giving you information, for example, related to climate change or economics or government policies, or they're giving you information about population of the world, and if that information is not backed by research, you should ask question that, okay, if you think that population of a particular region is this, can you quote me some reference according to whom you're talking about? Because a person cannot count people in a region that, okay, this region has 5 million people. You need valid research and valid study for that. So you need facts and figures for that. You should be very conscious when you're getting information from somebody else that is this piece of information is his or her opinion, or he or she is sharing facts and figure with me. If you take care of all of these things, you can maximize your learning from other people. So go meet new people, meet a lot of people, keep your ego aside, keep your mind open, and be very, very conscious about differentiating between facts and opinion, and you can learn as much as you want. So if you like the video, you can definitely help me spread the word out so that maximum people can benefit from this video. And if you really don't like this video, you don't need to do anything. You can just close your browser or close the window and move forward. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.